So it's the evening before cross country, and as you can see, some of the riders are taking the opportunity to walk the cross country course and familiarise themselves with the jumps they're going to be jumping, the angles they're going to be taking, and then following jumps on from that. It's a really good idea as a photographer to come round and do the cross country course walk so that you know exactly where the light's going to be in the morning and you know which jumps you're going to be jumping. Cross country is exceptional for photographs. As you can see here, we've got a large array of jumps in front of us. Some of them are in the water, some of them are outside of the water. As you can see as well, the jumps are varying sizes. Now, when you went to reception earlier on to introduce yourself as a photographer, you would have picked up a program, and that program will tell you what class name is associated with the height of the jump. It's really important for you as a photographer to know which class is jumping at what particular time, because when you upload your albums, you will need to name your album the class name so that the participant knows where to look for their photos. For example, EVA 95 is red on this course. The class name is called EVA 95, which is a 95 centimetre jump. This class you would name on your Geo Snapshot albums, EVA 95 Cross Country, and so on throughout the course. So we're going to take a closer look at how we might shoot some of these fences and also how we might stay safe so that we can get the best shots and have a great day shooting. In terms of safety around the course itself, cross country is a very dangerous place to be photographing horses. The horses are moving very rapidly. They tend not to stop. These obstacles are fixed obstacles and they jump them very fast and with a lot of power. So it's really important that you stay away completely from the horses as they're coming around cross country. There's only one horse jumping a set number of jumps at once, so you'll only have horses jumping yellow jumps, and then there's a break, and then they'll jump different coloured jumps afterwards. So you're not going to get multiple horses jumping multiple jumps, but even so, you should stay well clear of the jump that is live, the jumps that are actually being jumped at that time. The second thing to remember is horses don't like surprises. Okay, so we are walking around the course and we're just photographing the course. What you don't want to be doing is hiding behind any obstacle in the course itself. You want to make yourself known to the horse and the rider so that they can see you from a long distance away and they're not concerned about a change in their visual representation of this particular fence as they approach it. So for example, you'd never go and hide anywhere near behind the back of these fences. You would always make yourself known to the horse and rider by being 10 meters away from this fence at least, and always standing stationary, never crouching down, never lying on the floor. Always being able to move, because as the horse approaches this fence, if it doesn't like the look of it, there are two outs that it has, both on either side. They call it running out. So the horse at the last minute can potentially run across here because it doesn't want to jump the jump. You don't want to be in this position and you don't want to be on the other side of that position. You don't want to be anywhere near where a horse can run out. So I always, on a cross-country course, use a 70 to 200mm lens, which means I can be at least 10 meters away. This is a blue jump, so this is a 3-star on this particular course. And what you'll have on these is you'll always have a jump judge that's associated with every fence on the course. It's a safety requirement that there's a jump judge associated with each jump. And if ever you're in doubt as to where you can stand and take photos, you should always go to the jump judge and ask them about where's safe to stand. They're experienced equestrian people and you should follow their direction at all times. In fact, when you go to a jump, what I always do is just go and approach the jump judge and just introduce yourself as the photographer for the day, have a nice chat with them. They're out here doing their work for the day, just like you, and it's a really good idea to just have a friendly introduction with them and then have a conversation about where's a good place to stand or not, so that you can get great shots from jumps like this.
So now that we're back in the office, let's take a look at some of the photos that sell and some of the photos that don't sell from cross country. Let's firstly have a look at the fence that we were at on the cross-country course, or one of the fences that we're at on the cross-country course. And you can see some of the example photos here. I'm capturing the horse quite dramatically on its takeoff, and then as it is continuing its jump, I've just kept the shutter release button down, and we've captured multiple images. So all of these images, I would say, are keepers, and I would be uploading those. Bit more of a longer spot here, so the horse is really stretching, and as you can see, it's quite dramatic here. These are all captured with my 70 to 200mm lens, so as you can see, I was standing far enough away not to disturb the horse or rider, but still capture these great images. Another fence that we looked at in the video previously, I've obviously understood where the light's coming in the morning for this particular jump, got on that side, and as you can see by the color of the jump, by the background that I've got, and by the way the horse is jumping it, we've captured some spectacular images from here, which are all pretty much uploaders, so I'd be keeping all of those. In the water that we talked about as well, obviously water makes for quite a dramatic shot, both with the reflections and with the spray coming off the horses. Again, the background is really clean and crisp, and as you can see, I can capture multiple shots of this rider coming over this horse in quite a dramatic fashion. So these are all great examples of good shots, really emphasizing the need for a course walk the night before to really capture some dramatic moments for these riders. So now let's take a look at photos that don't sell from events. As you can see here, we've sort of positioned ourselves quite nicely for this jump. We've captured it quite okay, we've zoomed in, but look at the distractions in the background. So just where the horse's feet are, we've got this quad bike in the way, we've got a jump judge over here. Now obviously these are things that we can't control. This happens all the time on cross-country courses. But obviously you should position yourself to minimize these objects in the background. Sometimes you just can't, and sometimes you just shouldn't upload photos like this. You obviously can't ask these people to move, they're officials, so you'll have to position yourself in a different location. And the quad bikes, they come around the courses once in a while, so you just have to take it on the chin that these photos probably aren't going to sell for this particular rider. Here is an example of obviously a photo that we wouldn't upload. There's so many things wrong with this. We've got a terrible background, very distracting background. We've got a vertical post here, which never go down well in photos. They really distract the eye. We're on a sort of, it's not great with the lighting of this particular horse, and it's too far away. So there's so many things. Obviously, these are examples of photos that don't sell. So there's a lot of things wrong with that shot. Again, here we're too far away. We haven't zoomed in enough, and it's a bum shot, so it's not going to sell. It's not worth uploading. We would need to choose either different jumps on the course or position ourselves differently for this particular jump, perhaps at the front here or something like that, so that we capture the horse actually jumping over it rather than the bum shots from behind. Here I've lost focus, so as you can see I've probably been tracking this horse as it's come over this jump into the water and for this jump, and you can see my focus point is on this log in the background here. This seems to be in focus, and I've just lost focus from this. So I definitely go through my culling process here and definitely see that is not a photo that's in focus, and I definitely wouldn't be uploading it. Same here. This is an interesting one. So I've chosen a jump here that's kind of okay, but it just doesn't look very dramatic. It doesn't look very great. The light's not great, and you can see when we get to the side of the horse that's not lit by natural light, how much definition we lose of the horse. And there's a few things wrong here. We've got a chair in the background. We've got this vertical tree here, which really distracts from it. It's a bit dark. It's just not a great choice of fence. And I would be taking these photos, but then having a look at them in the back of the camera and kind of going, look, they just don't work. They're just not great shots. So you can see here, there's, sort of distractions in the background. And again, just the lighting, even with a quite a contrasting horse, the white horse to the brown fence coming through. All of these objects just take away from the shot itself, and I would be reviewing that in the back of the camera and then deciding that it's not the right place for me and to move on. These shots here, I've tried to capture 2 or 3 shots as the horse and rider are coming through this particular sequence of fences. Now I've got my 70 to 200 on, and I've tried to capture this jump, but you can see I'm just too close. You might think that's quite a dramatic shot, and it kind of is, but we've still got a lot of stuff in the background here. We've slightly cut off the head of the rider. We've got some nice light on the horse, but it's just really not going to do it for me, I don't think. I might need to step back 10 or 15 paces to try and get this jump in. But then, of course, I might miss one of the other jumps that are in my sort of sequence of jumps here. So these are examples of photos not to take and not to upload to GeoSnapshot because they simply won't sell.